bestseller on how to date and then go date somebody else besides me. Bullet, can you? What the heck?
No, I don't think it works like that.
What's funny is I just get a text, come home and said, I had my match. She's only been with us 2 weeks. But I get a text and I just had my first match. I about ran in a ditch. But see, here's my whole point. Well, this is good TV stuff. I better wait. But can't you see Ted DiBiase lay back at home, just looking on his phone, all of a sudden it says, here's George South student debut. You know, and so he looks at it and oh my gosh. And then it buries everything. Let's see. Let me see.
Yeah, you didn't make any money off that.
No, nothing. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And what's funny, well, you know, there's no hidden, it's not no kayfabe that nobody likes me. So they're just, the outside wolves are just dying, not to be confused with David
David Richards?
Yeah, David Richards. Now.
But
the real wolves, like Little Red Riding Hood wolves, they just can't wait to see one of ours fail. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Just so they can brag about it on Facebook.
Oh yeah, and we've been way too nice. We've been way too nice and generous to these people.
Exactly.
You know.
But anyway, okay, I'll shut up. That's just good TV stuff. Okay, I gotta shut up.
Let's not give this away for that.
No, let's officially get started first.
Here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the edition of Dad, You Don't Work, You Wrestle. You hear the claps. You know what time it is, George. How's the weekend?
I have to start off the program with this little comment. Sitting back in the bat cave with the bat signal blinking on me and getting ready to watch last week's episode, which I had no idea that you'd throw that little curve in there. Okay, so I'm sitting back. I always get goosebumpy when we go right into the theme song, and then all of a sudden, it took me like 5 minutes to realize that wasn't me. Okay, but I was a little worried there. I said, I think I got voted off the island, and nobody even told me. Okay?
Yeah, I figured it'd be far funnier if you just found out. So.
Listen, I thought WWE done brought in Scott Hall without Kevin Nash. That's what I thought. I thought they brought in Scott Hall with the new Kevin Nash guy.
Fake Diesel.
Yeah, the fake Diesel. Yeah, exactly. So
Glenn Jacobs was Kevin Nash.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Or Diesel.
Yes. So a little moment, I was a little worried, but you calmed everything down, and then we went right into.
Yeah, I had him on all my programs, and I do a 5-minute podcast every week.
He actually did real good.
Yeah,
one fan said that he should have clapped a few more times, and I'd have been completely full. Okay, but anyway, thank you that I'm back.
Yes.
Okay, Bullet. So anyway, so much going on, Bullet. Man, what a great this past week. Of course. You had a busy week too. Me personally, I want to talk more, not where we were really at, but of course this week, huge stuff coming on. WrestleCade, 4 nights, 3 nights, whatever. Queens of Combat, probably everything on the buffet that was ever created. I mean, there's something there on that buffet table, I think, for everybody. Whether you're vegetarian, you love meat, you hate sprout, anything. Cauliflower, everything is on this table. Of course, that kicks off Friday night. Of course, I get there Wednesday, of course, and start setting up 2 or 3 rings this year, railing and all that. The lights. It's going to be in Winston-Salem again, of course, and there's still a few people that you may not be coming, but there's a few that still don't know where this place is at. I got asked that today, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, please. This is people
Just go City Center. Just type in Winston-Salem City Center, and you're probably within a block or two.
That's exactly right.
I promise you.
And this one question was from somebody that's actually on the internet a pretty good bit. So that's what was kind of comical about that. But anyway, had a great this past show. Bullet listen to me, first time ever. I'm from the mountains of North Carolina. Me and Ricky Morton was together in Beach Mountain, which most of our listeners know that's all ski area and stuff like that. Bullet, I want to tell you, when this promoter told me that this building is on top of a mountain, I felt like the Grinch and that little old puppy when they went, they took all the toys and they went up. This building was on top of Beach Mountain. It was awful.
Very similar probably to the Flagstaff, Pennsylvania building in Jim Thorpe that ECW used to run back in 95, 96.
Listen, you go from dirt road to paved to dirt to pave, and all of a sudden in the middle, I'm not a skier, so I don't know what goes on up in them ski areas. But I'm telling you, it was a nice, beautiful community center right in, just right on top of this mountain. When you ask directions, they say, well, which way? You going up from behind or you going up from the front? So, and that's literally how you got to this place. So anyway, of course, I was with Ricky Morton that night and the Saturday night, but it was just amazing. I was so glad to get back. I don't think I will complain much about flat land anymore. Boy, it was just crazy. The ring truck, which I was understandable. I'm just glad we didn't take a ring. The ring truck ended up having trouble getting up that mountain with carrying that big trailer and all that.
I've taken a ring with my old Jeep Grand Cherokee.
Oh,
Like a great Jeep Grand Cherokee towing one of the high spots rings up a mountain that sounds very similar situation. Very much like that. I'm surprised that thing ran as long as it did after that. So.
Bullet, it's just amazing, and you know, a good little house, but it's just, and I said all that to say I got to run into one of my good friends. I have not saw him in probably 15 or 20 years from WCW days, Curtis Thompson, who was Firebreaker Chip. Big old beard, looked like Grizzly Adams, still looks great, works out all the time, and he was Todd Champion's tag team partner in WCW. When they did, not Stars and Stripes, but they did, I don't remember what they called them to, but he was Firebreaker Chip, the fireman. But anyway, it was good to see him. He's out of the business, of course, lives up there on that mountain. So it was just kind of neat. As I was going through the hallway, didn't even know he was going to be there. It's almost like our eyes met. You know, he's got this big old beard on it and had bogging, and you know, I had my clothes on. I've had on for like 4 days, and we just bonded. But anyway, good to see him. He told me to tell everybody, all of our great listeners, hey, and no, he didn't really, but that just sounds good. So I told him, hey. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on, boy. I know I'll shut up for a minute. I know you had a crazy week, right?
I was just at PWX Saturday and Sunday, so I got the rest of Sunday. Two right in a row. We thought we were going to get to leave the ring up overnight, but apparently they double booked the building.
Have they not ever double booked that building?
Yeah, so we had to take it down and then put it right back up the next day.
Oh my gosh!
But luckily, I'm not so much involved in the ring crew and the setup anymore. So that you know, that
really affect you.
And that's one of the nice things, you know, when you're champion, you don't have to worry about those things so much anymore. But gosh, I felt bad for everybody that had to help, and I might have lended a hand a time or two, but like. Yeah, I felt bad for everybody that had to set all that up because we had all those new entrance way stuff, rampway, video equipment that we thought we could just leave overnight.
Because you're coming right back,
and
right?
Then everybody had to take it all down and then put it back up.
Well, was it a dance going on that night?
It was a concert.
I mean, was it? Oh my gosh! If I was the concert ear guy, that'd have been kind of neat, I think, to kind of add. But I know they probably needed the space, of course, in the room. But man, to come right back to the same exact building.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't help too much, so I don't feel too bad. I feel bad for everybody else.
Oh Lord! Oh my gosh! This week, of course, we're going to be. Of course, you'll be. The Saturday night show did get postponed. The one in Laurendale with Sting and all of them. That I think you were going to, but now you'll be.
I'm just at Johnson City, and then I'll be at Wrestle King.
Okay, very good.
So I'm taking my time to get to Wrestle King.
Okay, very good. Of course, Miss Bullet will be there taking care of the Queens of Combat and everything. I'm pretty excited about that event that's going on there Sunday, folks. I'm telling you, I told the guy today it would be easier to ask. Probably who ain't going to be there that weekend than who is. I mean, I mean, you got to be. I think it's the who's who of who's that's there. So you really either got to be a jerk or just price yourself way out of the ballpark. I don't know to not be part of this in some form or fashion. But it is the last one, folks. Everybody's kind of, you know, had a guy messaging me today and saying, "Well, what's going on?" Nobody said nothing about tickets going on sale yet for next year. You know, because they've heard that storyline. But anyway, and when all this settles, folks, believe it or not, my show that I'm very, very proud of that has caused so much stir on the internet because I stole a trademark picture, but I fixed that.
You fixed it?
Yes, I fixed it, okay?
Yes.
So we're just a stick.
You might want to
let me do this. So look, I fixed the trademark, okay? With a stick guy. He's not even on the juice yet. Well, anyway, it's just, that's what I'm going to start doing to every poster.
That's Colby Carino before he goes to New Japan.
Oh, yeah.
and then this guy right here, this is what Colby Carino is going to look like after he comes back from New Japan. That's what it looks like before. That's going to look like after. So, if you're curious.
Folks, listen, we're so excited about this event. Of course, it ain't going to be till December, about the middle of December, but 2 days there in High Point. Again, I won't harp on it much because everybody knows already. It's just for these animals that are rescued. And then, you know, everybody wants these wild animals that are going through your trash and chasing your children down the road. They want them rescued, but you got to have somewhere to put them once they're rescued. And there's only so much room available. Bullet, and it's really, I have learned a lot. I've shared that many times about just the cost of just rescuing an animal that's someone that has broke loose or whatever. And they do not just get them and put them down. They really try to relocate them to the homes, or you can adopt. And that's all I want to do. My involvement is just to to see the access. I think naturally a lot of people want to help anything. They just don't, unless it's a Wrestler's GoFundMe account. Then that just turns me against everything. That's beside the point. But anyway, I think people really want to help. They just really don't know how. And that's how I was with the animal shelters and the kennels is, okay, what happens? But anyway, so we're hoping, if nothing else, have some information. It's just going to be a great time. Santa Claus car shows. You will be able to get information on that particular, if you want to adopt an animal. So anyway, we're all informational here. Informational radio is what we are. Okay, boy, that's what we are. Even though, well, not radio. I mean TV. We just information. Okay.
Let's not go backwards, okay? Let's not go backwards in technology. Like, we're not releasing this out on vinyl. We're not gonna
see what I do when I'm bored. I just draw faces on y'all.
Yeah.
Bullet, okay? When I'm bored, okay? But anyway, so much going on, Bullet. You are still PWX World Heavyweight Champion.
Yes. I was 6 match, but I'm taking on. I won't be at this show because the 17th, actually the 11th through the 17th, I believe it is. I will be emceeing at the Comedy Zone. So like on Tuesday, it's like Tuesday all the way to Saturday.
Wow.
And I will basically.
But you're going to Kansas. Desi's sending you to Kansas City, I think.
Yeah.
For like a week.
Yeah. I basically what I'll be able to do when I'm on there that Tuesday, I'll be like, if I say a joke, I'll be like, hey, I'll be here all week. I'll actually mean it. I'll be there all week. So like, so I'm really very excited about that. So I'm going to miss out on that Saturday show, and then Sunday, PWX is running the 18th, and I will be taking on Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a big one right there.
So the
PWX title. Yes, he laid down the gauntlet at the show on Sunday, so that's going to be a big deal for me. So,
I love that.
Me and like I was trying to people seem to be really excited about it, and like I told people, kind of like the thing about me and Matt is like we've been on wrestling shows quite a bit. Like
yes.
I think it was like about a year or two ago, I realized that we had been on a show once a month with each other, at least once a month.
Wow.
For 15 months in a row. So
wow.
once a month, I saw him for 15 times. 15 months in a row. However I say that.
Wow.
So I actually saw him more times in like just over a year than I had seen my parents in the last 10.
Oh.
So like, and it's always like I'm second or third match or first match, and of course he's always like main event or semi-main. So this is the first time that our worlds collide.
Oh, I love that.
One of the first times.
Very Japan coming over here for WCW a little bit, boy. And it may be the makings of a new, later on down the line, a new Bullet Jake Manning Man Scout DVD. Who knows? I know that particular match is not on here. Correct, or is it?
No, I have a match where actually it's a bonus feature on that DVD set. Is where we wrestled each other in a training seminar that happened here at High Spots.
Oh, boy!
I actually have that on my YouTube page. I have it on the best of. It was a match that just kind of spontaneously happened. I thought we were going to do a couple spots, and it turned out to be an actual match.
Oh, boy!
So,
yeah, I love that.
And I think we worked very well together then. Of course, I was a different Jake Manning, mostly because I had hair in my head and life in my eyes.
And loved their body, great baby face.
And love in my heart and all that stuff. So, like, and obviously he's broken Matt Hardy, and you have broken Man Scout Jake Manning.
And you were broken before then, okay?
So
in the Battle of the Brokens.
Yeah, so we both of us have nothing left to lose. Yeah, so if I can't sell it anymore, both of us are not afraid to die in this upcoming match on December 18th, so make sure you show up for that at PWX.
So that's the Battle of the Brokens.
Yes,
right there,
for sure.
Okay, so very good. So much going on, Bullet. We're very, very busy. We want to wish everybody, of course, a happy Thanksgiving, of course, coming up this week. A quick shout out to my Dallas Cowboys. I'm afraid to touch anything. I'm afraid to say anything about it.
You've been rather quiet. You've been rather quiet.
I'm afraid to change clothes. I've these same clothes on since football season started. I hadn't washed my face. I did everything the same. Wore the same dirty shirt. Not that I'm superstitious. Okay, Bullet, haven't.
But when they're breaking records,
oh my gosh,
that are held by Tony Dorsett,
yes,
breaking records that nobody else has touched. Between Dax and Elliott for that to be happening.
Well, and always before, as you know, because we've been doing our show a while, is my Bob Geigel conspiracy mind. Is saying that it's all a big work anyway, and even if this is all a work, I love every minute of it. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. And I was a little nervous, but when Romo came out, very steamboatish, babyface, and said, "Hey, I'm not going to disrupt anything. I want to get a ring, and this is the greatest possibility we have right now." And he could have been lying or whatever, but just real babyface. So anyway, we don't know what's going to happen, Bullet, but I'm enjoying it. I have shared with many of our viewers that my middle son, Brock, had never got to experience the Michael Irwins and the triplets and the Aikmans, the 3 Super Bowls. And so he kind of thinks Dad's been lying, like Grandpa on the front porch telling how great it used to be. And of course, Brock never got to see that. And he's, yeah, Dad, yeah, right, you're lying, because look how bad he's been for the last 20 years. But anyway, it's just a very special bonding moment. The little place I go to watch their games, boy, listen, and I want to throw this right out there. I met this gentleman. I have drunk probably more alcoholic beverages than anybody in the world in my day. I'm telling you that, Bullet, and I'll sum all this up.
All right.
But I never intruded on anybody when they were watching the game. But I met this gentleman that was just had way Sunday afternoon, way too much to drink. And that's his own business, but you can't come over and claim to be Tom Landry while I'm watching my Cowboy game and telling me right here at my table. And finally, they just asked him to go sit down. Bullet, listen, knowing my luck, I'd be thrown in jail if I'd have just said something to him. But I am just thankful that I never got that obnoxious to where most people think they know everything without drinking. You imagine adding all these alcoholic beverages to this guy, and every time, even when they were this past Sunday when the Cowboys were having a little struggle in the beginning, of course, this guy was telling me everything that they were doing wrong. And finally, I said, I'll be darned if I'm going to come here and spend $5 for a cheeseburger without the cheese, because it's more money that way.
Yeah,
and a water, Bullet. Two, have to listen to this guy. So anyway, I throwed all that in at no charge. Go Cowboys. So real quick, Bullet.
Yeah, we do the Tony Romo. You pull this down, the shoulder pads. Instead of the Tebow, it's a Tony Romo.
Oh, I love that.
Hopefully this catches on. Is a Tony Romo where you hang on to your shoulder pads like this.
I love that.
Because when you're playing, you don't think about it. When you're just gonna stand there, shoulder pads on there like up to here. So that's how you see you guys on the sidelines. So hopefully the Tony Romo catches on. So
that's very true, Bullet. I love that, Bullet. And seeing him in his gear was kind of spooky, because you just think, okay, he's tired of sitting around.
Yeah, but he's fine just doing this. He'll be all right like this. Just hang on.
Do
the Tony Romo.
I think I'm going to start doing that. Instead of Rock throwing his elbow out, when I do a spot, I'm just going to stand up in the ring and do this. All right, real quick, Idiot of the Week, Bullet. This was a good one here. It just all happened this afternoon, and I'm in a dispute with him right now. Here's what I want to say something. As a wrestler that's been doing this for a little bit, and a promoter that's lost a lot of money in this show, anybody, and I'm not going to bring no names or anything, when I'm doing an event with somebody, and I know you'll understand this, Bullet. When I'm doing an event with somebody, and you've got them the tickets, you've got them the posters, the building's been paid for, your guys are coming in, and you're very, very excited about this show. When your connect person is what I'm getting at, Bullet, will be the one I throw an idiot back. When a connect person texts me or calls me and says, could you please call me back? It is an emergency, okay? But now when I text back and say, if it's bad news, I don't want to hear it. Seriously. So, nobody understood this, because this all happened when I walked in the door, and then I get a text back saying, excuse me, I didn't know I was the bearer of bad news. I did not say that, okay? I just said, once everything's done, the only thing you can possibly tell me is good news that I want to hear. Does this make sense what I'm trying to say,
the table's been set.
Yes. Amen. So
don't be like, hey, I feel like this table's a little wobbly.
Even if the building canceled and said you ain't coming, I don't want to hear it, because that part of it can't be fixed. So what I'm going to do is I'm throwing this individual that I don't know if they had the bearer of bad news. I just said I don't want to hear it. Seriously, I don't care if the show has been canceled, if the names ain't coming, you see what I'm saying? Well, I don't want to hear it, because
Thanksgiving's right around the corner.
Amen.
I've already cooked the dinner.
That's exactly.
The guests are coming. They've already got their shoes off.
That's exactly right, boy.
Don't be looking at the table and saying, "Hey,
this tell me them mashed potatoes ain't no good." I don't want to hear it.
Don't tell me we don't have enough seats. Don't be saying that we got the wrong tablecloth on. Don't tell me that we don't.
I'm testifying. We don't
have enough salad forks.
That's right.
Whatever you're going to come at me with, unless you're going to tell me that the turkey has just caught on fire.
That's right.
There's nothing to worry about.
That's nothing.
There's nothing.
And I'm really grateful and thankful for our upbringing, Bullet, especially in the wrestling business. If nothing else, seriously, I think we could be in charge. Nothing can rattle us. We just make it work. Does that make sense? So to get a text, a call right before I walk in here to have a good time and tape our great show is
we're definitely Daryl Johnson.
Oh yeah,
we're not Emmitt Smith.
No, we're not.
Zag. No, we're Daryl Johnson. Straightforward.
Amen.
Straightforward.
Amen. So I will put this individual in the idiot bag this week because, Bullet, there is nothing possibly in this human earth that if it's bad, if it's associated with bad news, that I want to hear. I don't care if it's the show's done. I don't want to hear that. I have done our
obligation's been filled.
It sure has, and you can't. So whatever it is.
John Madden's already handed out the turkey leg. We're going to switch over to NBC's football game right now. We've already seen the game on Fox.
That's the Fox.
It's time to go over to NBC's game on
That's
Thanksgiving.
Exactly right, Bullet. You can't go back and put the turkey leg back in the chicken and act like nothing ever. No.
We can't go back. We can't unwatch the Detroit Lions. We've already seen the Detroit Lions game already. We're now moving on to the Cowboy game, and we will progress on our Thanksgiving, okay?
Bullet, I love you. I do. I love you. That's... I could probably save myself a lot of heartburn if I would just give you and let you say what I've been trying to say for like 45 years, Bullet. So anyway, thank you, Bullet. We did put someone in the idiot bag. But, ladies and gentlemen, probably the greatest, best news, especially for the holidays coming up, that we could give you is the opportunity to
purchase the second greatest book of all time, which is available at highspots.com, which is running all kinds of Black Friday specials that I believe are happening right now. People are packing up boxes in the other room. If you want to know more about what I'm doing this week, especially since me and George will be in the same locale, most specifically the Winston-Salem Central area, which is just center of Winston-Salem, Benton Convention Center, WrestleCade. You could throw a rock down there. Right. Just head downtown Winston-Salem. We will be there, and for know more about what we're doing on that date, make sure you follow me on Twitter at ManScoutManning or on Instagram at ManScoutManning. This has been another edition of Dad, You Don't Work, You Wrestle.
Good show, Bullet. Dang, good, Bullet. Oh, man. You keep me on my toes, Bullet.
I have to.
You hear me? I have to try to keep up with you, Bullet. Seriously, what possibly...
Straightforward.
Exactly.
Daryl Johnson,
no, that's
not
exactly
Emmitt
right.
Smith. We're not going to
zigzag
zigzag
here.
here.
If the building was double booked, I don't care if they ran out of chairs. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing, and then they fire back at me and say, "Oh, I didn't know I was such a bearer of bad news." I said, "Well, then tell me some good news then."